You think my life is some precious thing to me? That I would trade my honor for a few more years of woe?
Introverted, sensing, thinking, judging. The ISTJ, the inspector, the logistician, the duty fulfiller. When logisticians say they are going to get something done, they do it, meeting their obligations no matter the personal cost.
What madness led you to tell the Queen you had learned the truth about Joffrey's birth?
The madness of mercy.
They are baffled by people who don't hold their own word in the same respect.
Is this your command?
If ever there was a character that met his obligations despite the personal cost, it was Ned Stark. He was so honor-bound to his word that it got him killed in the very first season of a show he was thought to be the star of.
Ned Stark is dead?
Myers-Briggs.org describes the ISTJ to have these characteristics: quietly systematic, factual, organized, logical, detailed, conscientious, analytical, responsible, pragmatic, critical, decisive, conservative, stable, concrete, and efficient. This personality type will stop at nothing to fulfill their duty. Usually known for their dependability and traditional nature, word is bond for an ISTJ.
Do you have a shred of honor?
Between being an ISTJ and his northern sense of integrity, Ned Stark is a beacon of honor.
The man who passes the sentence should swing the sword.
Although in the later seasons of the show, in the timeline of Ned's life, he is asked to keep a secret early on. His beloved sister, Lyanna, begs him to promise to take in her son to protect his identity. She begs him, and out of love, Ned feels duty-bound to honor the last wishes of his dying sister.
Promise me, Ned.
Even though it means lying to his king and friend, Robert Baratheon, his faithful wife, Kat, and the rest of the realm. Like many ISTJs, Ned is completely dependable. Although it pains him to keep the secret, he ends up taking it to his grave.
Does she care?
The next time we see each other, we'll talk about your mother. I promise.
Concrete in his resolve, he keeps the secret no matter the personal cost. Even in a world where brothels and mistresses are commonplace, many characters seemed in disbelief that he had fathered a child out of wedlock.
Must have been a rare wench to make Lord Eddard Stark forget his honor.
Though Ned's story of honor-bound loyalty begins long before we meet him, we do hear other characters telling stories about him.
He never had to teach you much, but me, you remember me at 16?
This is an example of Ned's ISTJ stability. Although Ned's consistent behavior may have contributed to his demise.
You're just a soldier, aren't you? You take your orders and you carry on. I suppose it makes sense. Your older brother was trained to lead and you were trained to follow.
ISTJs have a strong sense of responsibility, and Ned is no different. He feels a great sense of duty toward his family and his people.
He once told me that being a lord is like being a father, except you have thousands of children, and you worry about all of them.
However, an ISTJ can find themselves overburdened. They can take on more than one should handle. They can even allow others to take advantage of their obligatory nature. People may pass on their tasks to the ISTJ, and this is where Ned finds himself when Robert asks him to be Hand of the King.
I'm not worthy of the honor.
I'm not trying to honor you. I'm trying to get you to run my kingdom while I eat, drink, and haul my way to an early grave.
Ned is in a particularly tough place due to his dutiful ISTJ nature. He is caught between the responsibility he feels toward his family and the responsibility he feels for the realm and his old friend.
The king rode for a month to ask for Lord Stark's help. He's the only one he trusts. He swore the king an oath, my lord.
He spent half his life fighting Robert's wars. He owes him nothing.
The ISTJ can be reserved or private, especially with their personal lives and feelings.
You're at a feast. It's like a bear in a trap.
But behind this privacy exists a deep well of love and loyalty.
And which one of you was a marksman at 10? Keep practicing, Bran.
Ned is a pillar for his family. Their love and deep respect for him is clear.
If the day should ever come when your Lord Father was forced to choose between honor on the one hand and those he loves on the other, what would he do?
He would do whatever was right, no matter what.
An ISTJ is an invaluable friend. Their pragmatic and conscientious nature can lead to much-needed honesty.
You were right. Varys, Littlefinger, my brother, worthless. No one to tell me no but you.
The ISTJ can provide the conservative and pragmatic point of view that many need, as Ned tries to do once he accepts his role as Hand of the King.
Are you telling me the crown is 3 million in debt?
I'm telling you the crown is 6 million in debt.
How could he let this happen?
The Master of Coin finds the money, the king and the hand spend it.
Ned is regarded by some almost dismissively as just a soldier, but it is this nature as an ISTJ that allows Ned to be systematic and methodical in his work. His logical and analytical side really shine through when it comes to rooting out Jon Arryn's secret.
Look at me.
Even Peter Baelish, a man of notable intelligence, acknowledges Ned's efficient and organized analysis of his position when things start to fall apart.
The Queen has a dozen knights and 100 men-at-arms. Enough to overwhelm what remains of my household guard. I need the gold cloaks. The city watch is 2,000 strong and sworn to defend the King's peace.
And then seems equally disappointed in his concrete dedication to honor.
You know what you want me to do. You know it has to be done. But it's not honorable, so the words stick in your throat.
Even as his allies disappear and things become more dangerous, Ned holds to his honor for tradition and his sense of mercy.
I will not dishonor Robert's last hours by shedding blood in his halls and dragging frightened children from their beds.
There are times when the systematic, maybe at times overly stable ISTJ can come off cold or robotic.
Thank the gods you're here, Stark. About time we had some stern northern leadership.
It is not completely unheard of for an ISTJ character to be accused of being boring. But their unwavering sense of right and wrong can be endearing, especially in those who have similar values.
Your father would understand
My
if
father understands mercy when there is room for it. And he understands honor.
Ned Stark was a man of honor.
And Ned, like many ISTJs, is incredibly loving with those he feels closest to.
You know the first thing about sword fighting?
Sticking with the pointy end.
That's the essence of it.
So was it honor that killed Ned Stark?
When the King returns from his hunt, I'll tell him the truth. You must be gone by then. You and your children. I will not have their blood on my hands.
His final choice reflects his personality and his true ISTJ nature. His first duty is as a father. His 2 daughters are present and their survival may depend on his. And so, he makes the painful decision to lie, to denounce his honor and himself.
Hi, I'm Eddard Stark. I come before you to confess my treason.
Maester Aemon told Jon Snow,
love is the death of duty.
And a combination of the two were the death of Ned Stark.
Sir Ilyn, bring me his head.
He is a true ISTJ. From the beginning of Game of Thrones to his tragic end, an honorable lord, a conscientious hand of the king, and a dutiful friend, brother, husband, and father. Ned Stark, the ISTJ.
Then Lord Stark is one man in 10,000.